Hi everyone, it's me, B from Kelly Sunflower, and I want to do a quick flip through. It was requested by one of my Instagram subscribers called The Ace of Tarot. Now, this book first came to my attention when YouTuber Magical Patch of the Universe kind of showcased it when she was doing a flip through of a tarot deck called Tarot of the City. So I will link that video in the description bar. Okay, so let's take a look at this book. So this book is called Healing Childhood Trauma with the Tarot by Naomi Sorok. Now this book is a bit tatty, but it's a brand new book, but because it had some kind of like issues with the covering, I got it for a reduced rate. Okay, so this book was published in May 2019 by someone called Bao Press, which I believe is a division of Hay House. I just read you a bit about the introduction here. And it says here, writing this book has been an amazing process, but not an easy one. I dedicate this book to the person who has always believed in me, even when I didn't. This book is for my husband, my soulmate, my life, and my love. I cannot thank you enough, Glyn, for the love you have consistently shown me, even when I felt I didn't deserve it. You have been my guiding light, always illuminating the way so I can come back to me for this. I will always be eternally grateful. I live you, I breathe you, and my gratitude for your unwavering faith in me, in us, will always fill my heart and keep it overflowing. I love you and thank you for showing me how to be my own hero. Okay, so I'll just show you a little bit about the content. So it's got the acknowledgements, and then chapter 1 is the tarot. Chapter 2 is what are the chakras and what do they do. Chapter 3 is the base chakra. Chapter 4 is the sacral chakra. Chapter 5 is the solar plexus chakra. Chapter 6 is the heart chakra. Chapter 7 is the throat chakra. Chapter 8 is the brow chakra. Chapter 9 is the crown chakra, and then it's got just beginning. So for the acknowledgements, Naomi wrote, I feel so lucky to have such a fantastic support network around me. To my beautiful children, I love you so much. You have changed my life and have helped me and have helped shape me in every way possible. Thank you for forgiving me and allowing me to continue to be part of your lives. Each and every one of you have taught me so much about myself and who I am as a mother. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for the witty conversations that keep me grounded. And thank you for sticking with me, even though you considered me weird. My beautiful friend and mentor, Jane, you always shine the torch of possibility for me. Thank you for guiding me to always nourish my soul. You have taught me what I am powerful. I am empowered. I am the biggest influence of my life. I love you. To my dearest childhood friend, Heather, you have never turned me away, even when I completely lost my way. You always know what to say, and your honesty is always appreciated. I love you. And then the disclaimer says, I am a life coach for your soul. I am not a medical practitioner. If you need extra support, please be sure to seek medical or professional assistance. My mission is to help you empower yourself so you may live the limitless life you dream of. And then she gives a few quotes of inspirement. So this one here says, don't be pushed by your problems. Be led by your dreams. And that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And she thanks him for that inspiration. And there's one by Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it is done. So she does that quite a bit, inspirational quotes. So let me just, I think I just highlighted a few. Okay, so I'll just read you a bit as well about her story. So she said here, my story. I had a turbulent childhood and never felt safe. My parents were desperately unhappy together, and my father was a violent alcoholic. Needless to say, nobody in our household knew how to consistently display affection or love. There was consistent black cloud over our home, as the energy was consistently negative. The arguments outweighed laughter. Although, to be fair, there are a couple of funny moments in my memory blank. My earliest memory of being stuck was when I was around 3 years old. My father had returned from a long tour away with the Royal Navy. His appearance had changed. He now sported a massive beard, and I didn't recognise him. Needless to say, he got angry that I wouldn't go to him on request, and the result was my first memory of violence. And so my story begins. I have so many memories of being hit, slapped, or strapped that was my dad's favourite method of punishment. He would have me and my siblings bent over whilst he took his belt off, and then he'd lever us until he was spent. I lost count how many times my legs were marked and on occasions cut. Every time I received a levering, the fear I experienced made me wet myself, warm, smelly urine passing impressively out of me, running down my legs and making my father angrier for me making a mess. My mother would sometimes intervene to tell him that was enough. Sometimes she succeeded in getting him to stop, but other times the result was he'd turn on her. That always made me feel worse. I'd rather have been hit more than carry the guilt of my mother getting hurt on my behalf. Dad was an extremely unpredictable, angry man, and it wasn't until about 8 months ago that I discovered why, thanks to a conversation with my mother. As a child, my dad had regularly displayed anger and hatred towards my mother. This was usually under the influence of alcohol. I often lay in a flea-bitten bed listening to the escalating arguments that filled me with fear and dread. I would go to the creases in my pillow, picking up a flea and squash it until it popped, leaving me with blood-squatted fingers. I would repeat the process until I couldn't find no more. I shared a bedroom with my older sister. We had bunk beds in the smallest bedroom, as my 3 brothers had shared another room. We didn't know how to show affection when it was needed most. I understand now, but when I was growing up, this just fueled the blank of self-limiting beliefs that was thrown upon me. I was clearly unlovable. I was the youngest of 5 children. Dad went to have another child with the second wife when I was 15 years old. Our teeny 3-bedroom council house was busy, always full of people, and if I grew up feeling lonely, scared and detached from those I wanted to protect me. Of course, I now know that each of us were just doing what we could to survive, to get by until we grew up and we could escape the hellhole I refer to as home. It still makes me sad today. I look back at the little girl I once was and I feel so sad for her lost life. The difference today, I can offer that little girl healing and release so she can be free, and I do so often. So it's got here about action points. What should I say here? Let me read you a bit about this as well, because I don't make this video too long. Do you remember anything from your childhood that caused you to have one of self-limiting beliefs? Above, grab your journal and write whatever comes to your head. It doesn't need to make sense. It needs to be released. You're writing for your eyes only. Unless you choose to share your story, your journal is for your thoughts and feelings. Nobody can take them away. That's completely your decision. You are in control. You may experience emotions coming to the surface as you journal. I did. Some of them were so raw I sobbed. And I continued to cry on and off for a few days. This is perfectly natural. Our bodies can take 3 days for a few days. So, our bodies can take 3 days to process certain things, including shifting any stuck energy. Be sure to drink plenty of water. as this will assist you in the process. Reach out if you need and seek professional assistance before you continue with this process. If you feel ready, let's begin healing your childhood trauma with tarot. Then she's got here, the major arcana we're going to refer for this healing, the base chakra, is the world card. Why did I choose this card? The world card is associated with our 4 elements, earth, air, fire and water, and it is symbolic of transformation. You have the opportunity to have the world at your feet. After you begin your healing journey, you'll begin reaping the rewards of your efforts. It may be only a slight shift, but the world card shows us that anything is possible. It is implementing consistency and determination. It reminds us that we are the master of our own universe. So let's get started. I've got a picture here of the world card. The most beautiful thing in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. And that's by Helen Keller. This is quite long, but I just did a bit more. I'm going to suggest a couple of ways you can harness the energy of the world card to begin the healing process of the base chakra. So she just says here, sleep with the cards under your pillow and remember your dreams. She just tells you how to kind of like use the world card for your base chakra. And then for each chakra, so this is the sacral chakra, I think she picks a card. So basically she's kind of like, so she uses the Hangman card for the base chakra. So this is basic, and then the solar plexus chakra. What card does she use for this one? She uses the Wheel of Fortune. So I think it's just kind of like attaching different tarot cards to each chakra. So for the heart chakra, she uses the Strength card. The throat chakra, what card is she used for the throat chakra? I can't see what card she uses, but for each chakra she just aligns a tarot card. So that's basically this book. That's the High Priestess card for the brow chakra. So it's quite a deep book. The crown chakra. And she puts like a quote. So for the crown chakra, she says, knowing is not enough. We must supply. Willing is not enough. We must do. That's a Bruce Lee kind of inspiration. And for the crown chakra, she uses the star card. So it's quite a deep book. And I thought I'd just give you a quick flip through just to show you what the book consists of. I'll just read you this last kind of page here. So she says here, just beginning. Thank you for sticking with me on this. I know it couldn't have been easy. Where do you go from here? Only you know the answers. You may feel you need therapy or sorts to help you continue the process to better equip you to become master of emotions. Over the years, I've explored a variety of therapies. Each one of them played an active role in the healing process, and they still do. Listen to your intuition, and please be kind to yourself. If you have an idea, run with it before you dismiss it. See where it takes you. I cannot promise you rainbows and unicorns, but I can promise you this. If you are serious about change, make that commitment to yourself and see it through. Your future self will thank you for sure. Keep the wheels of change turning. Smile. Know that whatever is pulling you towards it will teach you your next lesson. No matter how uncomfortable or difficult it may seem, trust and know that this is all part of a learning journey. On a final note, I want to leave with you with, I grieved the loss of my father for about 10 years. I was angry, felt hurt, was lost for so long. There was a huge pain in my heart, and I feel it every single day. I don't believe I didn't believe anybody understood. Nobody cared why I was miserable. I couldn't cope with day-to-day running of the house, raising the kids. In fact, I couldn't cope with anything. My father became sober when I was 17 years old, and that enabled me to have a relationship with him. I knew something was different. My firstborn was around 18 months old, and he ran up to Dad when he visited one day. He had previously run away from him. I remember this day very vividly. I heard Dad apologise to my mother and myself for all he had put us through, and for all the violence and pain we had been subjected to. So that's a bit that's I won't read anymore because it's quite a deep thing. But this is a flip through of Healing Childhood Trauma with the Tarot, Live the Limited Life by Naroma Shuruk. Once I've read it, if anyone does want a review, do let me know. But it seems like quite a deep book, and it seems like a personal sort of book as well. So I'm not quite sure whether I can do a review. I will add a link to this book in the description bar. I think I paid $9.95. No, I think the real price is $9.95. But as I said, because I've had like a tattered cover, even though the contents is new, I got this book for about £3.50. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.